One Missed Call is a 2003 Japanese film directed by Takashi Miike and stars Ko Shibasaki and Shinichi Tsutsami. The plot follows Yumi and her small circle of friends who suddenly start receiving voicemails from their future selves. Voicemails that sound like, they are in extreme distress. Now, I'm a fan of Takashi Miike. He's one of those directors that I'll watch literally anything from, and the man is nothing short of prolific. If you're a fan of his, you know this. And I mean, if you're a true seasoned horror fan, you have probably paid some attention to the many great Japanese films and directors. And Miike was, likely one of the first that you checked out. He's kind of like one of those gateway, directors into like extreme Japanese horror, or J horror as they say. I mean, the man's just responsible for many great films like Audition from 1999, classic, Ichi the Killer from 2001, Gozu from 2003, many more. Now, I gotta say, One Missed Call is not one of his classics. This one kind of just misses the mark. To be fair, though, he didn't write this, and he's just the director here. And this is based on a novel, and I'm not sure how close it is to the source material. It could just be a bad screenplay. I'm not sure. And that isn't to say that One Missed Call is a terrible film. It's just very generic. It's very of its time, kind of in a bad way. It's just like a combination of, the tech-based Japanese horror like Ringu and the evil spirit tropes from films like Ju-On and Pulse also. But yeah, way less interesting than any of those, basically. I think I would have been okay with all of the unoriginality if it were at least scary. There's tension here. There's some decent Miike gore from time to time, but it should have been terrifying, in my opinion. That's what I wanted. The acting was quite decent, but it really is Takashi Miike that kind of saves this, I think, with his signature style, along with his cinematographer, Hideo Yamamoto, who worked with Miike on some of his classic films. So visually, yeah, it's solid. And on a budget less than $2 million, that's impressive. Miike, again, he is the hero here, but I am a fanboy, admittedly. There are some twists and turns that were still pretty generic, but I did enjoy the ending. I thought that was solid. There were 2 sequels also that followed this, but they seemed like cash grabs just from what I've kind of looked into. I haven't seen them, and I could be wrong. And of course, in 2008, we got the obligatory US remake with a PG-13 rating, no less. Because we're Americans, and ruining things seems to be what we do best. So yeah, I'll probably skip that one. I mean, I've made it this far. I don't think I need to watch it at this point. And as much as I hate to say it, I could have skipped this one as well. I'm giving One Missed Call a 6 out of 10. And I think that's kind of generous. I'd really only recommend it to diehard fans of Takashi Miike and J-horror. And even then, I think that, this is only going to lead to disappointment. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is far from bad. It's not a bad movie. It's totally watchable. It's just far too fucking unoriginal, and it did bore me at times. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you at the multiplex.